Despite being so vastly different in terms of setting and time period, there's surprisingly quite some guns and gadgets that both 2018's Battlefield 5 as well as 2015's Battlefield Hardline have in common. And because I got nothing better to do, I thought it'd be interesting to see them compared side by side, so here we go. The Colt M1911 is a sidearm featured in almost every Battlefield game in the series, which is not surprising as it was the standard issue sidearm for the United States Armed Forces from 1911 to 1985, when it was slowly being replaced by the Beretta M9. The version featured in Battlefield Hardline is the slightly updated M1911A1, but both handle pretty similar and both can be equipped with a suppressor. The Thompson submachine gun, or simply the Tommy gun, was widely used during the war, but is probably best known for its depiction using the iconic drum magazine in various gangster movies. The version featured in Battlefield 5 is the pre-war M1928A1 model, whereas Hardline got the actual World War II variant, the M1A1, which is a bit odd to be honest. Visually they don't differ much and can both be equipped with the iconic drum magazine. Hardline's M1A1 can also be equipped with a foregrip to make it even more gangster. Next up is the M1 or M1A1 carbine, another iconic World War II weapon. Battlefield 5 comes with the Paratrooper M1A1 variant, which had a folding metallic stock instead of a fully wooden one, whereas Hardline calls it the M1 carbine, probably to not confuse it with the Thompson submachine gun, which is also called M1A1 in-game. Both Battlefield 5 and Battlefield Hardline feature the Ithaca Model 37 shotgun, although two very different iterations. While Battlefield 5 features the more classic wooden stock version, Battlefield Hardline has the more law enforcement oriented stakeout variant, which has a shorter barrel, no stock and a vertical foregrip, heavily inspired by the 1980s hit television show Miami Vice.
Too much excitement. The Lewis gun is another wartime classic that is mostly associated with the First World War, but it was also used during the Second one as well as the Galactic Civil War.
The version in Battlefield 5 comes as you'd expect, although you can remove the distinctive barrel shroud in the customization menu. In Battlefield Hardline, the weapon is known as the Syndicate gun and is the final reward for the Syndicate program, kinda like the Phantom program from Battlefield 4.
I got it! I got it!
It used to look very similar to the original, with only minor cosmetic changes when it was first available in the community test environment. The eventually released version, however, is heavily modified with a shorter barrel, no stock, a permanently equipped PKA sight, green triple beam laser and armor-piercing tracer rounds. It is very powerful, but comes with high recoil and very big spread when firing in full auto. Now with this one I'm bending the rules a little bit, as it's not exactly the same weapon. Battlefield 5 features the German M30 drilling, which has 2 shotgun barrels on top and 1 rifle barrel below, whereas Battlefield Hardline's drilling, known as the Mammoth gun in-game, has 3 shotgun barrels and no rifle barrel, and seems to be at least visually based on the German 96K drilling. So Hardlines is basically a Schrot drilling and Battlefield 5's would be a Doppelschrot drilling? I don't know, I'm not a hunter, and sorry for not providing you with proper English translations. Anyway, here's the demonstration. Let's move on to the melee department. The Fire Axe in Battlefield Hardline is a two-handed melee weapon, delivering devastating blows and killing an enemy in one hit, even with a ballistic shield on the back. The model used in Battlefield 5 looks pretty similar, although it was scaled down compared to its Hardline counterpart to make it fit in one hand, probably to avoid the need for new two-handed animations. The shovel, similar to the Fire Axe, is a two-handed melee weapon in Battlefield Hardline and returns as a smaller, one-handed version in Battlefield 5, sharing animations with the Fire Axe, the hatchet and so on. The model used in Battlefield 5 seems to be the same as in Battlefield 1, based on the German trench shovel or Feldspaten made by Bleckmann in Mürzzuschlag, today known as Schöller-Bleckmann Stahlwerke. I don't know, I thought you'd be interested to know. The Scout knife is one of the common knives found in Battlefield 5. It comes with a double-edged blade, a wooden handle and is based on the French Couteau Poignard model 1916. The version in Battlefield Hardline comes in a more modern design and seems to be based on the Swedish Moderkniv Scout 39. In both games it can initiate instant takedowns from behind. The survival knife in Battlefield Hardline is based on the Smith & Wesson CKSURC Homeland Security Survival Knife. What a name! The survival knife returns in Battlefield 5, this time based on the E.G. Waterman survival knife, and comes in not quite mint condition. Both are functionally identical to other knives in the game. The baseball bat in Battlefield Hardline is a blunt weapon exclusive to the criminal side. It's quite powerful and can also initiate non-lethal takedowns from behind, which allow the target to be interrogated to reveal their teammate's location. In Battlefield 5 there are two versions of the baseball bat. One wrapped in barbed wire and one wrapped as a Christmas gift. Both handle exactly the same though, and since interrogations never made it into the final version of Battlefield 5, you can't use either for non-lethal takedowns. The machete in Battlefield Hardline is also exclusive to the criminal side. Its attack is a bit slower compared to other knives and blunt weapons, but it's always a one-hit kill. Battlefield 5 features two types of machete. The Coup, which you get for completing all challenges in the Tireleur war story, as well as the combat machete, originally known as the Okinawa machete, a reward for completing Misaki Yamashiro's special assignment. Both are functionally identical to the shovel, pickaxe and so on. Now let's have a look at the gadgets and grenades both games have in common. The M18 smoke grenade was developed by the US Army during World War II and remains in service ever since. Upon detonation, a thick cloud of smoke will be released, shrouding the area. Both games use the M18 smoke grenade, and it works nearly identical in both cases.
See what he's got there? A Molotov cocktail.
While technically different things in real life, the incendiary grenade in Battlefield 5 and the Molotov cocktail in Battlefield Hardline are functionally identical. In fact, the number 76 special incendiary grenade we see in Battlefield 5 was a British variation of the Molotov cocktail petrol bomb. One gameplay difference is that in Hardline, when thrown by teammates, the fire will appear as blue flames, making it easier to tell apart from enemy fire.
Throwing Molotov!
Battlefield Hardline and Battlefield 5 both feature throwing knives, which work pretty much the same in both games. They take up the grenade slot and have a lethal range of around 10 meters.
Took him out!
When playing as the Japanese in Battlefield 5, the throwing knife is replaced by the functionally identical kunai.
syringe in Battlefield Hardline is exclusive to the criminal side. Law enforcement got the defibrillator. It's modeled after a modern-day auto-injector, whereas the one in Battlefield 5 is based on a World War I era medical syringe, the same as it was in Battlefield 1. In both games they are used as the revive tool and can also be used offensively to kill enemies. Although it's not as easy in Battlefield 5, as the syringe cannot be equipped manually by default and can only be used offensively using a glitch.
Come on, let's go.
Stay calm. I got you.
United States rifle caliber .30 M1903, sometimes known as the Springfield, has been the most commonly used in the service.
And finally, the M1903 Springfield is probably one of the most iconic sniper rifles of World War II, as it was the standard issue infantry rifle alongside the M1 Garand. In Battlefield Hardline it's virtually unchanged from its World War II appearance, apart from sporting a unique unertal hunting scope with 6x magnification and the option to add a Maxim silencer. Seeing how the weapon was so widespread among US troops during World War II, it comes as no surprise that DICE would include it in Battlefield 5 as one of the starting weapons for the Recon class.
Wait!
What?
Corporate says we're not doing it!
Why?
They don't have the tech!
Subscribe to this channel. It's an awesome and amazing channel. Subscribe to this channel. All the girls will love you. The boys respect you. Subscribe to this channel.